Chapter 1. The Paradox of Effortless Creation. You've tried everything. The affirmations, the meditations, the vision boards, yet reality feels stubbornly still. It's strange, isn't it? You hear that your thoughts create your world, but when you try to control those thoughts, the world doesn't seem to listen. You repeat your affirmations, louder this time, as if the universe is hard of hearing. You meditate for hours, visualizing your dream life. But nothing shifts. Not in the mirror, not in the bank account, not in the heart. And deep down, a quiet question begins to echo. If manifestation is real, why does it feel so hard? That's the paradox. Because the truth is, it was never meant to be hard. Creation, in its purest form, is effortless, just like breathing. Just like a flower turning toward the sun, you were born to manifest. It's what consciousness does. But somewhere along the way, you were taught that you had to earn your miracles, that you had to convince the universe you were worthy of receiving, that you had to try harder to believe. And so, you began to chase the life that was always waiting inside you. You reached outward when the secret was always inward. You don't need to fight to manifest. You only need to remember. Because manifestation isn't about commanding the universe. It's about remembering that you are the universe. Every thought, every emotion, every breath you take is a ripple in the quantum field. And that field doesn't respond to your effort. It responds to your essence. So when you feel resistance, it's not a sign that you're failing. It's the universe whispering, "Stop trying so hard. You're already there." Pause. Music swells. A soft exhale. And that's where our journey begins, not in the effort to create, but in the art of remembering what's already been created within you.
Chapter 2. The Quantum Field, where all realities already exist. Now, take a breath. The space around you, the empty air between your hands, isn't empty at all. Physicists call it the quantum field, an invisible ocean of vibrating energy. To your eyes, it looks like nothing. To your consciousness, it feels like everything. Within this field, infinite versions of reality already exist, each one humming at its own frequency. The version of you who's free, successful, in love, that version already vibrates within this vast sea of potential. You're not waiting for it to appear. It's waiting for you to tune in. You see, at the smallest scale of existence, reality doesn't behave like solid matter. It behaves like possibility. Every atom, every particle, exists in multiple states at once, until it's observed. That moment, when energy is seen, felt, believed in, is what scientists call the observer effect. It's also what mystics call creation. Because your consciousness, your awareness, is the observer, and observation collapses probability into form. When you focus your energy on a thought with emotional intensity, you're not wishing for it, you're selecting it, choosing one timeline among billions, collapsing that possibility into the fabric of your now. The universe doesn't respond to your requests, it responds to your recognition. When you recognize something as real, even before it appears, the field begins to bend around that belief. Think of yourself as a radio receiver. Each version of reality is a station, already broadcasting its own frequency. You don't build the song. You don't invent the signal. You simply tune your awareness to the channel that plays the song of your desired life. And the moment your emotion matches that frequency, when thought and feeling merge into coherence, you become that version of yourself. This is the secret language of the universe. Not words, not effort, but resonance. You are the signal and the receiver. You are the dreamer and the dream. The field doesn't care what you want. It mirrors who you are being. So if you see lack, it's not punishment, it's feedback. The universe isn't ignoring you, it's reflecting you. And when that truth finally lands, you stop trying to control reality and start remembering how to dance with it.
Chapter 3: The Great Misunderstanding, Forcing the Field. Here's where most people lose the magic. They learn about the quantum field, they understand that thoughts create reality, and then they try to force it. They start shouting affirmations into the air, as if volume could change vibration. They visualize harder, trying to command the universe with mental effort, as if the field were a stubborn genie waiting to be impressed. But the quantum field doesn't respond to effort. It responds to essence. And essence can't be faked. When you say, "I am abundant," but feel fear behind the words, the field listens to the fear, not the phrase. When you visualize love but carry the vibration of lack, you're still tuned to absence, not arrival. That's the great misunderstanding. People try to manifest from separation. They ask for what they want from the belief that they don't have it. And that very belief, that gap, keeps their reality frozen in longing. You can't outsmart the field. It mirrors your vibration with perfect precision, not to punish you, but to wake you up. Because when you're trying too hard, you're sending a signal that says, "I don't trust this process. I don't believe it's already here." And the universe, ever faithful, echoes back that very doubt. It's like pushing against a mirror, demanding it to smile before you do. But the reflection can only respond to the one who stands before it. The more you force, the more resistance you feel. The more you chase, the farther it runs. Because manifestation isn't pursuit, it's permission. Permission to relax. Permission to let go of control. Permission to believe without proof. You don't manifest by convincing the universe to change. You manifest by becoming the version of you for whom change is already true. So when nothing seems to be working, don't push harder. Breathe deeper. Because the universe isn't testing your effort, it's waiting for your surrender. And once you stop forcing the field, you finally begin to feel it moving, not because you made it obey, but because you remembered how to flow. And then you have perfect timing and a belief that you are here. Chapter 4: The Shift, from thinking to resonating. This is the moment everything changes. You see, manifestation was never about thinking your way to a new reality. It's about feeling your way there. Your mind is a magnificent architect. It sketches the blueprint, names the dream, imagines the possibility, but it's your heart that builds the bridge. Because emotion
is energy in motion, and that energy is what the quantum field responds to. Neuroscience has proven it. Your thoughts send out electrical signals, but your emotions send out magnetic ones. Together, they create the electromagnetic field that shapes your experience. So if you think abundance but feel fear, you send out interference, static, mixed signals. The frequency can't lock on to clarity. But when your thoughts and emotions become coherent, when what you believe aligns with what you feel, you become a living transmission of that new reality. This is resonance, the most natural state of creation. It's the feeling you get when something just clicks, when your soul and the universe breathe in the same rhythm. You don't need to think abundance anymore. You become the vibration of abundance itself. You don't need to ask for love. You resonate as love. And then, without struggle, life rearranges itself to match your frequency. Because that's what energy does. It harmonizes. It's like tuning a radio. You don't build the song you want to hear. You simply adjust until the static fades, and suddenly, music that was always there begins to play. Your future timeline, the one where everything you desire already exists, is that same song, already playing on another frequency. You don't chase it, you tune to it. And once you do, the universe has no choice but to echo back your new state of being. This is the shift, from thinking to resonating, from controlling to allowing, from asking to becoming. And the moment you feel it, truly feel it, the entire field responds, not because you commanded it to, but because, at last, you're vibrating as the one who never had to ask.
Chapter 5. The Surrender. Collapsing into your future self. An approximate 450 words, mystical, grounded in cinematic tone. Soft ambient hum, like distant starlight vibrating through silence. Here's the truth most seekers miss. Manifestation isn't about doing more. It's about letting go of the version of you who keeps trying. Because the more you chase your future, the more you confirm that you don't already have it. And in the quantum field, what you confirm becomes command. You can't hold both lack and arrival in the same vibration. One must dissolve for the other to appear. So the real art is surrender. Not the kind of surrender that means giving up, but the sacred kind, the kind that says, I trust the field more than my fear. You see, every potential version of you already exists. The one who's healed, abundant, loved, free. That version isn't somewhere far away. It's right here, vibrating in superposition, waiting for your consciousness to collapse into it. This is what quantum physicists call wave function collapse. The moment observation merges with belief, the infinite possibilities collapse into one, your chosen one. And that collapse doesn't happen through force. It happens through faith. Faith not as blind belief, but as an inner frequency of certainty. The quiet knowing that says, I don't need to see it to know it's real. That's when your nervous system relaxes. Your brain waves shift into coherence. Your heart enters rhythm with your higher field. And suddenly, you're not manifesting your future. You're remembering it. Because what if the version of you that has it all isn't in your future at all, but in a parallel now, whispering, I'm already here, just stop searching. This is surrender, the exhale that collapses timelines, the pause between wanting and receiving, the sacred stillness where reality finally listens. And in that stillness, you realize you were never waiting for your dream. It was waiting for you to stop resisting. So breathe, soften your grasp, let the field hold you. Because the moment you release control, you open the door for miracles to enter, and they do effortlessly, in ways the mind could never design. Chapter 6. The Collapse of Time. When the future meets the now. A faint ticking clock fades in, then slowly dissolves into silence, like time itself disappearing. We've been taught to think of time as a straight line, past behind us, future ahead, present just a fleeting dot in between. But in the quantum world, time isn't linear, it's liquid. It folds, overlaps, and dances. Every future version of you already exists, rippling in the same infinite ocean of now. And when your frequency matches that version, the illusion of distance collapses. That's why sometimes miracles seem to arrive out of nowhere, because they didn't travel to you. You shifted into the version of reality where they already existed. Quantum physicists call it non-locality. Mystics call it divine synchronicity, but both are describing the same sacred truth. The future isn't something you move toward. It's something that moves through you the moment you become still enough to let it. When you visualize your dream, you're not imagining something unreal. You're communicating with a timeline that already is. You're whispering across dimensions, "I'm ready. Align me with you." And when you truly believe, when your body, mind, and heart agree, the field hears that frequency and says, "Then let it be so." The moment that belief stabilizes, time folds in on itself. Your future rushes into the now, and what once seemed far away becomes undeniable fact. That's why the great mystics always spoke in paradox. They said things like, "Before you ask, it is given," because they knew that asking isn't about seeking, it's about tuning. So stop waiting for the right time. Stop chasing the next moment. Time doesn't move forward, it unfolds from you. Every second is a portal, every heartbeat a key, and every breath the collapse of infinite potential into presence. The real power of manifestation isn't in creating the future. It's in remembering that the future is already here, woven invisibly into this breath, this heartbeat, this now. Soft chime echoes, like the sound of a new timeline being born. Because the now isn't just a moment in time, it's the meeting point of all realities. And the moment you fully inhabit it, you realize you were never waiting for the future. The future was waiting for you to arrive. Chapter 7. The Remembering, Becoming the Observer of All Realities. Soft strings rise, slow, reverent, almost like the sound of remembering something ancient within. You've journeyed through thought and frequency, through surrender and time itself, and now there's nothing left to chase, only remembering. Because in the end, quantum manifestation isn't about creating a new reality. It's about remembering who you already are, the consciousness that existed before time, before desire, before you ever thought you were separate from what you seek. You are not the dreamer trying to manifest the dream. You are the dream, aware of itself. The observer, the field, the infinite intelligence watching every possibility unfold within its own light. When you step into that awareness, something miraculous happens. You stop needing reality to change, and because of that, it does. This is the great paradox. When you no longer need, you vibrate as wholeness, and wholeness attracts wholeness. You stop being a seeker of timelines and become the source they emanate from. Every thought becomes creation, every emotion a signal to the cosmos, every breath a conversation with infinity. And suddenly, you understand. You were never trying to bend reality. You were remembering that you already do, with every observation, every heartbeat, every wave of attention. You are the observer collapsing universes into being, the dreamer dreaming within a dream, and yet entirely awake. So now, breathe deeper. Let the old effort melt. Let your energy settle into coherence, a gentle hum of I am. Because the true manifestation isn't the car, the love, the house, the success. It's the state that draws them effortlessly. The alignment that whispers, I was never without them. This is remembering. Not learning, not chasing, remembering. The universe isn't out there. It's in here, pulsing through your neurons, weaving through your atoms, listening to your focus. Every time you remember who you are, a new reality unfolds around you, not because you forced it, but because consciousness always paints to match its own reflection. So let this be your practice. Don't visualize your future. Feel it. Don't affirm what's missing. Embody what's present. Don't wait to arrive. Realize you already have. And as you close your eyes tonight, say softly to yourself, I am the observer, I am the field, I am already everything I seek. Then feel the stillness expand and watch as reality bends effortlessly to the frequency of your remembering.